Why is there? It shows.
Because it's set up for you, me, and Joe.
Yeah. Well, let me get that out of there.
Maybe Joe wants to join us. Maybe Kevin wants to join us.
Why is it not going away? It's not going away.
Maybe Kevin will join us and tell us how to fix it.
He's welcome to join, but I don't think he's going to.
He was sick.
Why did
I hear?
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, just sick. Normal.
What? Not the COVID, huh?
Sore throat, I believe.
Oh.
Okay, why is this not going away? Why does it just keep staying there?
I don't know. Can you take him out of the off stage? Will that make it go away? You did it the other night.
Yeah, but it's not letting me. It's just not. It's not letting me do anything.
Pigtown Sports just logged
There's
in.
Pigtown Sports. What's up, Zach?
There you go.
Hey, there we go. It's just delayed. It's just delayed. So here we are.
We should have put a bet about who would log in first.
Well, yeah, it was Zach. So
is that who, Pigtown Sports is Zach?
Yeah, Zach. He's
Cool.
the one I was telling you about that helped me figure out what was going on with my audio. Very, very grateful.
Hey,
That
Zach.
was great.
I'm very grateful too. I'm glad you helped Clay figure it out because it was driving him nuts
For months.
And also,
For
us,
months,
too.
it's been driving me nuts.
Not the actual thing he was hearing because our standards are way lower, but just the fact that it was driving Clay nuts was driving us nuts.
Yes. So
You just wouldn't let it go.
I can't. Yeah, I couldn't.
It's totally fine. Totally fine.
Zach, this is just yeah, he said he went through it all. Yeah, he was telling me. This is just we were just bored. Felt like hanging out, and it's Friday night, and whatever. And I kind of want some feedback from people. So viewers specifically, trying to figure out like what they would like to see or hear next, or what is more valuable, on channels like mine and Philip's. And Kevin's, we do gear reviews. We talk about microphones. We talk about audio interfaces. We do live streams and talk about all this same stuff. And a lot of times we'll ask in the live streams, hey, if anybody's got something that they would like us to talk about or something that they would like us to do, put it in the comments. And sometimes people do, but for the most part, nobody does. They just show up every week, which is great. But like, sometimes you want some feedback. You want to know what people are looking for. I don't know. And I was just curious. I was sitting down in the living room thinking about like, what can I do next? I know that whenever I do any kind of a tutorial video explaining how to do something, those do good. I'm on a couple of Facebook groups, and people are always posing questions or asking, how to do this, how to do that. And I'll answer it. And I was on a Riverside group for Riverside. I'm still on it, but I'm not, what's the word? I'm not participating that much. But for a while, when I was using Riverside, I would see people asking questions, and I would answer them with a video. I'd make a video to explain to them how to do what they were looking to do. What is it? He said, sounds like some are like me. Just show up for whatever you're talking about when I can, not looking. Yeah. And that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. Just, what do people go to our channels for? Phil, like it helps to know what they like to come there for the best. And that kind of gives you ideas as to where to go next, what to do, what direction to,
Like I would have been shooting a product video instead of doing this. I'd much rather do this. Honestly.
So is that what you were heading there to do?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. But look, I just did a Superman. I put the underwear on the outside of the microphone.
The underwear.
Hey, it made a difference. Holy crap!
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I bought
Even if it's just minor.
I bought a bag from AliExpress. I got like 30 of these inner foams because I buy used microphones, and the inner foam, it dries out and it eventually falls apart. And so it's a common thing, and this is for an SM58 style mic.
And it's the inner?
You know what? This is meant for the inner, but I put it on the outside of the bifaily because I can't put it back on the inside because it interferes
Right,
with
you
the wiring
explained,
and causes
yeah.
it to crackle. But what does it matter? In the basket, out of the basket?
It doesn't.
6 in one hand, half a dozen in another.
Putting it on the
Wearing the underwear
inside
on the
just
outside.
allows you to show off the beauty of the microphone, you know?
Right.
So-
It lets the mic keep its form. And there's a little bit of a gap in there. There's a little air gap, so I can put another piece of foam in there if I want to. If I really want to tame the plosives with my magic material, I can do that. I wonder.
Mm.
I wonder. Sorry, I know we didn't log on to do this.
Oh, it's okay. There's not enough people in the chat to do what we want to do. So until there is, if there is, we're just doing whatever. It's okay.
Let's see.
We're
Tell me
practicing.
now, how are the plosives now? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. That sounds a lot better to me.
Doesn't sound bad. I mean, listening on my monitor, so it's not in my ear.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle. Oh, yeah. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Oh, yeah. That's that magic material. That magic material. God, man. Gotta love that. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right. Monitors are back on. Here we go. Yeah. Hacking the mic. Hacking the mic. With Clay and Phil. Yeah.
There's
gotta love
been,
that.
like I said, there's been a lot of questions on that Facebook group for podcasting. Just random stuff that people are, new to it. They're trying to get into it. What did Zach said? Grabbed my friend's SM7B today and ChatGPT, and I spent more time together and basically got the SM7B to sound exactly like the RE20. 95% of it. RE20 will always cool. That's cool. See, I got to do that. I got to start. He takes it a step further. Zach is who we learned to do the whole ChatGPT audio sample and
Right.
see what it tells you for adjustments in the Rodecaster or whatever audio interface. Well, then he's been taking it a step further lately, and he'll make all the adjustments and then do a sample, listen to it, and whatever he doesn't like, he'll put that audio sample into ChatGPT and say, okay, now I want to take this out and this out, or I want to adjust this. What's next? And then he's really, really fine tuning, his EQ and processing on a particular mic.
And this is the magic thing about a good neutral microphone like the SM7B. I mean, it's not flat, but it is pretty neutral.
Well, it is. It's yeah.
You have a nice neutral microphone. You can make it sound like another, microphone.
And I don't plan to do much more with it just because it does sound good, but it's nothing like, I think I've got it on Podcast Studio. It's not even on a preset. It's just on the SM7B profile.
Yeah, I'm just lazy. Well, you know how I feel about it, Clay.
Yeah.
I like to sound good out of the box, and yes,
Simplicity.
I know I can EQ the hell out of it and adjust it, but it's like I don't have to. I don't want.
Hey,
to.
you know how I got rid of the reflections?
Yeah,
So I don't know if you saw the video, but I mentioned
I did.
that one of my monitors still shows up in the reflections.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
I couldn't figure out why. So you know what my solution was?
Get rid
I
of the monitor.
downloaded Because the monitor that catches the reflections, I've got it vertical instead of horizontal. So I downloaded just a random image, 9:16 of the color black, and saved it as a photo image, and I just open it up and expand it to fit that whole screen. So now it's all black.
You know what? I honestly don't know if it's on all monitors, but it used to be that there was like a not a Fresnel, but there was like a screen, a mask, like a
Yeah,
inside there. I think there still is, and it's the way the monitor companies focus the monitor. So when you turn a monitor sideways, you're changing the way. I mean, it's most monitors are not ejecting light directly at you. They're meant to be a little higher and then angled down. That's what they're doing. They're focusing it. So it might
because
actually
that
just
one's
be
at
as
an
simple
angle.
as it might be just as simple as if they're still doing it this way, flipping the monitor, keeping it horizontal or vertical, long ways.
Vertical. Yeah,
Portrait, keeping it portrait, but 360 or 180, excuse me.
I could, but then
And
if
then
I did that, I would get the bottom bezel of the monitor would be in between
oh,
my two. And right now I've got
oh,
it pretty much as close as it can be, seamless almost.
oh, your bezels aren't equal all the way around. That's interesting.
No, no, there's
Hmm.
like next to no bezel at all on the top of this screen. It's a Asus ProArt.
Yeah.
I love it, but the bottom is easily 3/4 of an inch, almost an inch, and the top there's nothing.
I think I've reviewed one of their ProArt projectors. Let's see.
Yeah, the screen edge goes all the way to the top, right to the edge.
I know I've reviewed an Asus projector before. Let's see, by manufacturer. Asus. Yeah, there we go.
Don't forget that mic is when you drift away, it's you can't hear it very well. Yeah.
No, that was Ron who did
What's
that
up, Paco?
one.
How you doing? We're just kind of hanging out. Nothing special. We don't have a particular thing to talk about tonight, other than
No,
m-
I haven't.
maybe
Sorry, go ahead.
asking people if there's anything that they're interested in seeing on our review channel or the live streams, anything like that.
Should I have it
And it
closer
could
to my
be,
mouth? Is that better?
huh?
Better closer to my mouth?
Well, it was just I was just telling you because you were looking away, which is fine, but don't do too much talking because it starts to drift.
What, you can't hear me like this?
I can, but not that well.
It's because it's supercardioid.
Yeah.
I love this microphone, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Get a little bit off. Get it toward my black shirt. I do. It's one of my new favorites.
Uh-huh.
I need to get a better microphone cable, one that's shielded better than my current ones.
I picked up one of these and honestly, it sounds great. It's really quiet. It's the WBC. Yeah, they're
Okay.
very, very well known for being ultra silent or near silent.
Well, this is definitely
WBC.
the cable is picking up electro EMF,
Yeah. I'm
electromagnetic interference
I'm pretty sure you won't get that with this. This has the Nutric. It's called Nutric
connector. Yeah.
connectors. King Paco's got one. He didn't notice a difference, but there is a difference. Like
Well,
my
if you don't have a
cheaper
problem
ones,
to begin with, why would you notice it? That's the thing.
right?
I discovered my issue just recently. I rearranged my space.
Yeah.
Not that anybody really cares, but I tried to reduce the amount of lights to reduce electric usage and make the space more comfortable. Planning for summertime, right? Because right now is not a problem. But I've got this killer um, uh, mic stand that's actually designed for real heavyweight objects. And so I moved it over here, replacing my sort of on-stage cheap mic stand. It's got
Mm-hmm.
a real heavy bass on this one. But so I'm hanging the power supply for one of my lights, and it runs along the same channel as the microphone cable. And yeah, I was like, "What is that noise?" And then I moved the mic cable out of the way. It was like, "Oh,
I think a lot of the noise usually comes from the connectors on the ends, but
yeah, electromagnetic interference, EMI."
yeah.
I mean, it's a camcorder power supply. It's not meant to be near an audio product, a very sensitive audio product. So,
King Paco said, F Elgato and their wavelength. He's
oh,
had so much trouble with that. It's got potential. It does. It's supposed to do really good, but he's had a lot of trouble with it.
so wait a minute. He just upgraded. He sold his. Wait, did the Rodecaster video come in, Paco?
I don't know.
Because I know he sold his Rode Pro, or his Rodecaster Duo, right?
Yeah. The hell is all that shit? He did.
I really need to sell mine. It's just sitting over here. I'm not using it.
Yeah. If you don't plan to use it, sell it if you can get money out of it.
Well,
I
now's a
won't.
bad time to sell because everybody's going to be selling their Christmas gifts. You know, all the people that asked for Rodecaster Pro 2s, and then they realize they don't want to do the work. So,
I won't get rid of mine now that I have it, but I wouldn't have bought it if I knew how to fix my issue before.
yeah.
I'd
not
still be
everybody's
using the
gonna be,
Vocaster.
Paco's upgrading, but I just don't want to do the work dealing with it. And I'm not going to fix the problem.
I think Paco's done upgrading for a while. He said he's spent too much money and he needs to just use what he's got.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to. He's not going to get that right now. I just spent $2,000 on a Mac Studio. Well, I mean, I have no criticism for you. That's a fine computer you got there, man.
Yeah. He's got a good one.
I wish I had one. I've just got the base M4 Mac Mini, and quite honestly, that's not what I'm using right now. I had to switch back to my M1 Mac Mini because I installed way too many experimental pieces of software, and I've got to nuke it back to factory.
Oh, was it not working?
So it was acting wonky, and I couldn't figure out. You know how it is when you install something and they don't want to completely uninstall.
Yes. They're like it gets embedded.
Yeah. So I was playing around with I was probably something similar like you were experiencing with that plugin that was running.
Yeah.
I installed, I forget the name of it now, but there's a free, it'll run plugins standalone. You don't have to be in a DAW. What's is
Yeah.
the Microphone Assassin recommended it. I bought it, but then you got to install the plugins, and I just had a lot of them on there, and it was just, I mean, I don't know that that's what it was, but it's the only variable. So I was just like, screw it. I'm just going to set it back to factory. But I didn't want to be down, and my other computer was, set up and ready to go. So this is my M1 Mac Mini I'm on, and
There's nothing wrong with an M1. M1's, from what I gather, that's what I have. They're gonna last a while.
Yeah. You want to hear something funny? Elgato was blaming my computer not working correctly. Oh, that you're having problems with the Elgato. Yeah, I've heard that those can be a little wonky sometimes.
Oh, he put El Ghetto.
Yeah, oh, Elgato.
El Ghetto. It's just funny. I know what he means. I'm just saying it sounds funny. It's like the
Put an H on there and it's downright pithy. So
yeah.
and another T.
El Ghetto is like the ghetto in Mexico. El Ghetto.
They, for what they do, they're quite impressive, but I have heard that they can be a bit buggy at times.
And he's talking about the software.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wavelink.
Yeah, that came with. Well, I mean, I'm using the Elgato HD60 right now because it has less compression than my A10 Mini does for the video. It's one of the ways I got the video quality to improve was switching over to it. But that's just the capture card. I'm gonna have to find a more permanent solution. Because remember, I did that experiment where I hooked up that really old 720p Sony camcorder, and the image was so much sharper than my 1080p Sony APS-C E-mount camera. So yeah, it's definitely I need to get a better video mixing solution
So
because the A10 Mini isn't doing it.
I have a question for Paco because he sold his. What are you using? Are you using your Vocaster or are you just not using an audio interface anymore?
Well, I
You know,
saw
I don't.
him doing a stream the other day. Is he just going into the Mac? Oh, well, let's let him answer.
Right, but like I don't know if he's using a USB mic because he's got a couple mics, or if he's using his Vocaster. Because if he's using, if you saw him the other day and he was using his pod mic, then obviously he's using
thought he
something.
was using his pod mic.
Then he's probably, but I think he's got the
Stream Tech Plus with their XLR adapter. What's that? Hang on.
That reminds me, my son's supposed to be sending it back to me. I have well, he's got it right down in Florida, but it's the Shure MVX2U. Have you ever seen that?
The MVX2U? Yeah, I bought one, sent it back. They're noisy.
No, I didn't notice it to be noisy. But it's also
about the little XLR USB-C interface.
Yeah, yeah.
Plug it on the mic. Yeah, they're noisy.
They sound good on recording because all of my recordings I did with them sounded great.
I mean, maybe I've gotten spoiled using quiet mics and a quiet interface, but or maybe it was defective, but I bought it and I sent it back because it had there's a known issue with that mic, with that adapter. There's a known issue.
Well, it's very possible because when I got it, it was the first thing that I used outside of a really, really cheap audio interface. That was even before my Vocaster.
I'd go back to I based on my experience with it, I wouldn't ever use it.
Well, I'm not planning on switching to it as a primary thing. I want it for examples and comparisons and going and doing different stuff outside of the studio.
Who is it that was it? Is it Mike that was saying, Mike Newman saying he loves it, and he seemed really excited about it?
Maybe, I don't know. I like them. I think they're great.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he did a review video I saw. I felt like I was listening to audio recorded on my
I'm thinking maybe he meant he's using a Stream Deck.
Oh. Yeah, because I can't find anything with that.
Yeah, he just said the Stream Deck Plus XLR. That's what he meant.
Oh yeah, okay. I've never used one of these.
Is that the? I think he's got the Elgato Stream Deck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've always been curious about using the one from Rode. I forget what it's called.
Rode has like a Stream Deck device?
Uh-huh. Streamer X.
Oh, I have a Streamer X. Yeah. I have a Streamer X. It's on the wall back there. I haven't hooked it up yet.
Is it a Rode? That's it then.
Yeah, it's not really a is it a Stream Deck though? I mean, it doesn't it's got four pads on it. It's more like a single microphone, single XLR. It's like a micro Rodecaster Duo type thing,
Right.
except it's not a Duo. It's one mic in and then it's got video capability. So you can plug a 4K signal into the HDMI and it'll pass it back out through. But it doesn't
Nice.
do video capture. It just does pass through. So you still have to have a way to get that signal, you know. It's a capture card. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Capture card.
Oh.
So back hurting, man, huh?
Yeah. I'm leaning back. I sit forward
Honestly,
like that too much.
the Stream Deck, the interface, it really reminds me of the Rode Streamer X microphone. It's
Yeah.
basically, I mean, it's the same software. Um, it's it is Rode Unify basically. I mean, and Rode Unify is just sort of a software version of the software that's in the Rodecaster Pro 2, but one physical mic plugin. There's a whole bunch of virtual channels and things like that,
Yeah.
but only since you get it. I mean, and they like the Stream Deck software, they sell a subscription to Rode Unify, but if you buy a Streamer X or an XDM 100 USB microphone, you get the software for free.
And is that something that's used? You use a USB mic with it?
Yeah, you use their XDM 100 USB microphone, or you use the Streamer X with an XLR microphone or a USB microphone plugged into it. So, yeah, Rode's got their fingers in a whole bunch of different pies. Here's the thing about my Streamer the XDM 100, the USB mic. I got it because it's supposedly it's got the same preamps in it. Was it Revolution or Evolution preamps that are in the Rodecaster Pro 2 and the
Yeah.
Rodecaster Duo? Because I still have the dream of getting sort of the ultimate USB microphone, right? Because as we've talked about in the past, most USB microphones are kind of crappy preamps. They're sort of lowest common denominator electronics because it's about being able to plug it in and convenience, and they're not spending a ton of money to, put great audio components in it. And so I got that because I got to stop bouncing my feet when I'm sitting here talking. That's terrible.
I do that too.
It looks so bad on camera. I watched the videos back and I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, you can see yourself shaking.
Yeah. I need to just like build a bar under my desk that I can stick my feet under. But so I got it thinking this could be my USB solution, because when I'm mobile, I'll have a great sounding mic. And here's the thing. Even Mike said it the other night when I was using it on a podcast. He was like, man, your voice sounds sweet on that. And I'm like, my immediate thought was, well, I'm glad you think so, because when I have my headphones plugged into it and I'm monitoring through the mic, it sounds like ass. Because it's the same problem that most USB mics have and it shouldn't, because it's got great preamps, but it does not sound anything like the signal that's going out to the internet. So when I record something, when I use it as, to record, and I play it back, it's like, man, I sound great. But when I'm live monitoring, it's terrible. It's noisy.
Maybe it's just what you hear in the monitoring.
Yeah, but why can't they get it equivalent?
I know.
They have preamps in there and a headphone amp in there that are matched. So I can decide, oh, I need to turn the bass up. Oh, I need to turn the treble up. The only way I can tell if I sound good or if I'm loud, even have enough gain, is to listen back to something that I recorded. That gets old.
Yeah, it does.
So I had hoped that Rode microphone was going to be the ultimate USB mic, and it failed miserably. It sounds great. the end result is I think it sounds great, but you know, the journey to getting there, no. So I'm still searching. Um, there's a there's a company that makes modeling microphones. Who are all the companies? Is Antelope Audio. I think it's Antelope Audio. They have a USB mic. Now the thing is like 5 years old, but I've been reading that it's the ultimate USB microphone. Incredibly great preamps, and it comes with like 10 or 15 different mic models. So their version of the SM7B, their mic model version of the U87AI, and the Sennheiser MD441, and
But if you can't can you monitor?
yes, it's got the ability to monitor. But what I don't know is, because everybody says their headphone, I don't know, maybe I'm hypercritical, but I haven't seen really anybody criticize a major brand USB microphone for how it sounds through the headphone monitor, or that it's not the same. Even if it sounds good, it's not the same as the signal it's actually producing, right?
Yeah.
It's like monitoring should be more about, I can hear myself. Yes, that's part of it. I want to, like right now we're talking and, I can hear myself through my speaker, so I can hear myself. But that's about this much of it. I also know how good I sound based on what I'm hearing right now,
Right.
live.
Well, that's why I do agree that monitoring any that I've done never sounds exactly the way it sounds on a stream or on a recording. I can hear it in my head, but you're also hearing it in your head over top of your voice you would hear anyway. If you cup your ears like this, you hear that muffled sound, you know what I mean?
But Clay, I will say to you what I've said to you before, and damn you for not listening to me when I said this before. I don't have that problem with my Vocaster. When I put my headphones on and my Vocaster, the way I sound coming through those headphones is the way you hear me. And when I record, when I play back the signal, it may not be identical, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
That I can make a decision to, next time I need more bass, or on the fly, I need more bass, or I need to turn down the mid range, or, through the basic 3 EQ, or whatever it is. I don't have that problem with the Vocaster 2. And believe me, the Vocaster series, they are not considered the end all be all of high quality headphone amps.
No, but they're good.
But they're good. But they're not. I mean, look at Julian Krause. He does not put them anywhere near the top of the list of interface headphone outs. In fact, I think there's an interface called a topping that he just loves, and I'm like, man, I got to get me one of those someday, because it's like a topping 2x2 or 4x4. I think you can get them for just under $300. Topping 4x4. Let's see. Amazon had them.
So, Paco, just so you know, your question, I am using, I'm using a Magic keyboard from Apple. I got it, I think, refurbished or used on Amazon. It was a little pricey, but not beyond my means at the time, and it's perfect. I have no qualms about it. The only thing that it doesn't have is the side number pad. It's only got the numbers at the top, but it's lightweight. It lasts forever on a charge, like a long time, a couple months, if not longer. I've never really gauged it. So that's what I'm using for an external keyboard, or a wireless keyboard. And for a mouse, my favorite one is my Logitech. What is it called? MX Master 3S, which is made for Macs, and it's still my favorite. It's got a really cool side scroll that when I'm in my editor, I can scroll sideways with it, which is really nice. But I don't know if mine's just getting old and wore out, but my left click button does not work very well. It cuts in and out. But it wasn't like that the whole time. It's only been like that over the last few months. So I have another one that is my secondary, that is the Logitech Ergo 575 with the trackball. The connection with that one is spotless. Like, there's no problems with it at all. And I think Philip is also using a Logitech Ergo 575.
Yeah, I use 575. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
They're
I'm going
good.
to
They're
share
good.
I'm going to share my screen.
So that's what we're using. Paco was just asking what we had for mics.
Oh, I love the 575, the thumb trackball.
Yeah.
So you see this? So 183, 2 mic in, 2 mic out, really quiet headphone preamps. This is a company that makes headphone amplifiers. So, but this is the 2 in, 2 out for $199. They've got a 4 in for $259.
That's not bad.
They've got $159 for their single, but I mean, why would you have anything less than 2? But these are apparently really quiet. Not only really a lot of gain, 65, maybe 75 dB of gain, quiet gain, and then they've got really good headphone amplifiers.
$259 for the 4.
Yeah, and look at the headphone amps. They're beautiful. These discrete little headphone amps. This thing called they're just so nice.
Now, the only reason you need a headphone amp is if you have low sensitivity, high impedance headphones, right?
Well, it's the same thing with speakers. The better quality amplifier that you're running them. I mean, yes, the more sensitive your headphones are, the less you need, that head. But it's not about how loud they'll get. Yes, that's part of it, but it's also how dynamic and how clean it is. So the bass gets cleaner. There's less distortion.
Yep.
It's there's a lot of benefits, but a good headphone amp is not cheap. But yeah, if only I knew somebody that worked at a high-end audio company that made headphone amps. I don't. I know many people that work at high-end audio companies, but they don't make headphone amps.
Well, I'm considering that for the four input, just because I would like to, if I was to do what I want to do. Did I tell you what I want to do?
You've told me a lot of things. Tell me again.
I want to open a studio where local companies like real estate companies, banks, construction companies, whatever, if there's somebody in town that's got a Zumba class, anybody that wants to come and record a professional podcast, whether it's for promotional stuff or training.
You told me about this. It's a good idea.
I'd like to open, because I have the knowledge to run that and make everybody look and sound good. I don't know. It's just something I'd like to do. I think I would really enjoy doing that.
You should. You just need a space.
I do. And that's the hurdle. If I had a space right now, the only thing that would stop me is are you done scrolling on that? I'll get off of it.
Yeah, you can get rid of it.
Okay.
All I was going to say is what makes it hard for me to, one, the fact that I don't have the money to buy it right now, but to spend the money on it is that you can buy a Focusrite Vocaster 2 for $69.
Yeah. Well, the reason I said that is because it's not as expensive as a Rodecaster, and if it's that good, $259 is not bad for a 4 input.
Nope.
And I
really don't need
all kinds of processing.
Right. Well, it's got. I believe it comes. They've got a DAW packaged with it. They've got all the software that comes with it.
But that would be good to have in a studio like that. So there's a woman in town that she just opened up she's got a photography studio, and she's renting this big building from a doctor that we all know locally here. He's got a bunch of property,
Mhm.
and he used to be my doctor for about 17 years. But she's renting a space from him, or a building, and she has multiple offices inside this building upstairs. So she's downstairs, and then upstairs there is like easily 6 to 8 other offices up there.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we're really good friends with her. If I want to rent a space from her, I can. It's just coming up with the money to pay the rent every month, because I haven't started this yet. And I want to. And if I talk to her and I can get a room, one room for now would be okay. I would like to at least be able to get to a point where I have 2 rooms.
Would you consider a revenue share?
I don't know. I could ask. That's a good way to ask, approach it.
Yeah.
Because then I could put myself in there and maybe even start it just part time, where I'm just going there on Fridays and Saturdays and whatever, and if it picks up enough, then I make changes and go, okay, I'm going to have to stop working as much at the auto parts store or whatever. I don't know. It just seems like a good idea.
Anything that gets you further along down the path. I mean,
Right.
the
And
trick
that
with any
keeps
of this
me on this
stuff
path.
is to not, is to continue to grow and everything, but spend as little money up front as you possibly can.
Right.
So taking out a lease, well, I mean, I couldn't even consider doing something like that right now.
Well, see, she's already got the lease. She would sublet it. I don't think that we would. I don't know. Maybe there is a lease involved with her. I don't know. But I don't know. Just an idea. Just an
I think it's a good
idea.
idea. I think you should talk to her about it.
Yeah. So I can imagine for me to rent a room from her is probably not going to be like the rent if I rented my own space in a plaza. You figure that's going to be around $2,000 a month. From her, I'm probably looking at, like, I'm guessing under $1,000 per month.
I guess it depends on how much space she has, or if she has any open space sitting unused.
Yeah.
So, take a shot at it. All she can do is say no.
Yeah. Well, she's really good friends with my wife, so there's that.
Are you guys using third-party keyboards for
I
your
already answered him.
Oh, well, I am. Well, but I am using a Logitech keyboard as well, Paco. Yes, I'm using the mouse, but I'm also using. This is my Logitech keyboard. This was my one of my parting gifts from my former employer. when they laid me and 999 of my closest friends off, they said, "We don't want your monitors. We don't want your mice. We don't want your keyboards and peripherals. Take them. And thank you for your 20 years." So.
Gee.
And and we had, but and that's all well and good when most of the employees were using 19-inch, crappy monitors. But me and my team, we were doing video production, so we had top-notch stuff
That you got to keep.
Are you sure you want me to take and have my team take their stuff? Yes, we don't want any of your peripherals. I guess I could have said, we've got some really expensive peripherals. Nope, we don't want them. I didn't say that, though. So I was like, went downstairs, told my team, hey, sorry, we ain't got no
I wouldn't
jobs,
have even said, are you sure? I would have went, okay.
but you get to keep
Yeah.
them. So, I mean, this is an old keyboard. They still sell this model, and it does really well. I like it because I don't understand. I guess the whole Cherry MX Blues that are noisy. It's like, no, I don't want a noisy keyboard. I guess I really don't care if gamers won't listen to my mic reviews because I'm not using a Cherry MX Blue keyboard. I'd rather go to a wholesale computer warehouse that has some of those keyboards they used to use on those not Hewlett Packard, but Wang. You know, they weren't even Windows. They weren't even DOS. They were their own proprietary interfaces. Those are some clicky keyboards. Chicka 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 chicka.
Right.
You can pick one of those up for like 50 cents.
Like
You know.
typing on an old typewriter.
Yeah, they're like they're like a Selectric, like an IBM Selectric. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, noisy. You can keep your Cherry MX Blues, but I want a quiet keyboard. I want the one
That's
thing I
why I
love
like
about
my
this one.
dude. This thing is so quiet. It's so simple. It's thin. It's little. It doesn't ever disconnect. It always is solid. Like I have no qualms, and I bought it used or whatever.
Use
what-
what works. You know?
Yeah.
Use what
I have
works.
other ones. I just don't use them. They're the
I like the number pad. I like the insert, delete, home, page
Well, that's
up,
why-
page down keys.
I have these.
Yeah.
But they're also very thin. I've got that one and another one that's very, very similar. Oops, it's upside down. And these are not Logitech, but they're good. They're backlit. They light up, like the keys light up backlit. They're
Yeah,
nice.
I don't believe mine are backlit. No, they're not backlit. That would be cool if they were.
These are just
They're not.
cheap though. I mean, they were like, I don't know, probably less than $50 on Amazon. And
Maybe
they're
I need to
great.
get into peripheral reviews, and then I can, get some keyboard companies to send me some stuff.
Yeah, you should.
So
Get into something you like, make a bunch of videos on whatever you can afford to do, and then once you have enough videos, they're gonna start picking it up and they'll go, okay, yeah, we'll say some stuff. That's what happened to me. So
yeah. So Paco, does that answer help? We're both using wireless keyboards and mice.
dude, I think I'm getting sick.
Oh no.
You saw me sneezing earlier a bunch. Now I'm all like stuffed up and my nose is runny and I'm like, am I getting sick?
Well, you didn't get it from Kevin, that's for sure.
No, not unless it traveled 1,800 miles.
It can be transmitted over the internet.
1,500 miles. Well, I'd say he's probably about 1,800 miles from me or so. I'm just guessing.
It's Covey Simplex 5.
It took the bus and came to Dayville, Connecticut.
Wow. Well, I hope you're not getting sick. That sucks. Especially
Yeah,
when you got a new gig that you're starting. Oh man, my eyes are all red again. What the hell? I got to get some of those drops that you recommended.
Hey, you know what I was thinking about the other day?
What?
You said you're 60, right?
Maybe. Yes, I'm 60.
What year were you born in?
65.
65. So my mom, you see me, right?
Yeah, hang on a second.
I'm gray. I dress up like Santa Claus and it looks pretty convincing. My mom is only 7 years older than you.
Okay. What, you want to hook her up? Hook me up?
No, I don't think you would. No, you guys wouldn't be a good match.
Well, plus, I imagine we don't live anywhere near the same place. So,
No, she's in Florida. You like far, far away.
yeah.
She's
So,
not that old, but recently she is just kind of like she's letting herself age, and she doesn't want to go out and do anything anymore. She retired, and I said, "Listen, when you retire, don't just sit in the house." And she's now been in the house for months.
oh yeah.
And it's starting to, you can see it. She's starting to age. And when I say aging, I mean like her mental part is still there. She's very witty. She's frequent on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. She's savvy, but like she don't want to go nowhere. She don't want to do nothing. She don't want to see nobody. She don't want to. And I'm like, I wanted you to go out and start walking the block several times and like get, stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Find
I walk the
something.
dog every day, and
Yeah. And she's not. She's just staying in the house, not doing nothing really. They go shopping on Saturday morning at 7:00 in the morning. And I'm like, oh man. I said, well, then do something in the house, a hobby. She's like, maybe I'll pick up clay sculpting. And I was like, yeah, there you go, do that. And she hasn't done it yet.
Just don't spend all day watching TV.
That's
TV
what she
will rot
does.
Your brain.
That's what she does.
Speaking as somebody who used to sell TVs for a living, they rot your
Right.
brain. So you sit down to watch one thing, and it's 4 hours later. Well, she needs to get somebody active in her life.
Yeah, well, see, that's part of like why I want to be down there. It's because I want to get her out of the house. I mean, not all the time. Like I myself love being in my studio, and I love recording videos and coming up with an idea and doing it, and I get
Does
that.
your studio get hot in the summer up there in Connecticut?
Yes, heat rises and it gets very hot up here, but I have a window unit air conditioner.
Because they don't have basements in Florida. So
No.
no, they don't. I mean, I grew up in the South.
Yeah, no. There's that. My daughter was
You know-
asking me the other day. She said something about, I was telling her about my mom's house, and she goes, "What about the basement?" I was like, "There's no basement." I'm like, "You've been there. There's no basement." And she goes, "They don't have basements?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, Florida can't have basements. How come they can't have basements? I said, "Because they have a really high water table."
That's right.
What is that? And I said, well, okay, if you take a shovel and you go outside and you dig, when you get to about 3 feet, there's water. And she's like, oh.
Yeah, and that water's rising. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
whether you believe in the cause or not, the fact is it's rising.
Yeah.
Coastline is disappearing.
Right.
I mean, I used to my mom and dad used to take the whole family every summer to Wildwood, New Jersey. And, for 2 months out of the summer, my dad would rent a place like, 5 blocks back from the beach. And I'd get a job. My sister'd get a job. My mom would take care of my little brother and sister. And, we'd just enjoy the summer. I had a hell of a good time. That was a great place to have summers, Wildwood, New Jersey. Probably not a good idea to let your teenager, be there all summer long. But man, it was a good time.
Why?
Oh, for so many reasons, Clay.
Yeah.
For so many reasons, including vacationing, summer vacation kids my age. Wide range from all over the world come to Wildwood, or they did then. I imagine they still do. I mean, it's basically Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
So you ever watch Jersey Shore? All the trouble those guys got into?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit.
There's always a party. There's always something going on. And keep in mind, I was about as straight-laced as you could get, in high school. And my first year out of high school was the last time I went there. But, so not a place to let your kids go by yourself. And that's all there is a bunch of teenagers and young adults by themselves. So
It does sound pretty fun. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
Imagine. Where was I going with this? So, but
The water table.
But the water table. I mean, So if you're talking about setting up a studio down in Florida, I don't ever want to live in the South again, anywhere in the South. It's just it's just too hot.
I hear you, but my thing is I don't want to be up here, and that's where all my family is. And I kind of want to be around them for a little bit.
Well,
I just do.
Is that an option with the family? Well, maybe
What?
this isn't the place to discuss that. So,
Oh, yeah. You forgot we're live. I don't care. I'm an
yeah.
open book, dude. I don't
No,
hide much.
but I don't know how much you've talked to your family about this. So you don't want them to discover this when they come across a live stream.
Oh no, they know about it. My mom, she there was one I was doing with Chad on the road, and we were talking about like Bigfoot or ghost stories or UFO sightings, and we would do that one on Wednesdays, and she would watch that one every Wednesday. She was almost the only one in the chat. So my cousin knows I do this stuff, and he's really interested in not so much the gear review channel, but he likes the Raw channel, which I don't put videos on hardly ever.
Mhm.
But he likes that one because he likes the good, the stories. Because I'll tell stories or serious talks.
Mhm.
I've exposed a lot of my personal stuff on the Raw channel.
And that's fine for you. I just don't want to be the one that does it for you,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
to you.
no,
So, but my feeling is that's what you want to do. That's where you want to be. Then life is short. So,
right. Well, that's what I keep talking to my wife about it. I'm like, listen, I can't. I don't want to stay here for the rest of my life, and I'm already beyond 50. I got to start thinking about where do I want to end up.
and you know what? In all fairness, I mean, Florida is kind of a great place to open up a business,
Yes.
and because it's Florida, especially, I don't know where your mom is at in Florida, but with it being a warmer climate, I would imagine there's lots of, you know, need for, weddings and events and things like that, both food and planning. I mean, I didn't, we were talking about things you do. Have you ever thought about being a mobile DJ? I know lots of people who
I
do that.
have. I have thought about that. Yes.
It's a relatively quick and easy setup these days because there's no more records anymore.
No, it's just your computer.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of records, I heard a terrifying YouTube. I forget the guy's name now. I just started watching him. He's a musician. Let me find him real quick.
And it's
He
got to do
is
with records?
uh, well. He started out. He does a lot of videos on AI and streaming and how it affects musicians who do it for a living. And anyway, you know how when you start listening to a channel, it just keeps on playing, more
Yeah,
videos by
yeah.
that channel. So when I was working on the lawn the other day, when I was out back, I had listened to one of his videos and it stuck with
Oh.
it. You all right?
Yep, I'm just changing positions and it's not fun.
And why am I having trouble finding him? The guy was like all in my feed, and now let's see.
So you're looking for this person that has something to do with records.
Sorry, I'm looking at anyway. So yeah, it's not about records, but he decided to do a video. He got reacquainted with his record collection or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was curious. He was like, "These things are made out of polyvinyl chloride. That's what records are made out of, PVC." And then he found out that because there are no like big giant record producing companies anymore, it's all kind of niche business. It's completely unregulated. And so he's like, and he had a bunch of albums from his dad that his dad gave me and had his. And he's like, I wonder if I get this meter, because he's a scientific kind of guy, really smart. And he's like, I have this meter that detects dangerous levels of outgassing of chemicals. And so he pulled out some of his old records. He just literally just pulled them out of the sleeve, and immediately the meter started going dangerous levels of. I was like, holy crap. And then he was like, oh, and by the way, what are you going to do with your giant record collection? Well, you're not allowed to throw them in most landfills. And if you ask, well, how do you get rid of them? Their advice is, well, you should just give them away to somebody else.
Give them away. That's not a good answer.
Pass along the outgassing. Yeah, terrifying. Anyway, I don't. Anyway, we were talking about being a DJ, but yeah, you can be a mobile DJ, um, relatively easy these days. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
for
I have an acquaintance here that is has a mobile DJ service. Him and his son do it. They do it separately. Sometimes they'll team up for an event. They've got a pretty good business going. They do the DJing, and they're at every wedding. They're at every wedding expo. Then they added so it's called Daly's DJ service, Daleys.
Mhm.
They added a service called Daly's Pours. So they've got a mobile bar, and they can set up their mobile bar at weddings.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a really cool little thing they've got going. So they can set up a bar and a DJ service all at, the same event or whatever. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin's jumping in to tell us good night.
You feeling any better, buddy?
I'm sure he can't feel good unless he started getting better.
Why is it I can never find these creators? I listened to so many of his videos the other day, and none of them are now coming up in my feed. I guess I can just go to my history, but
The topic. Well, we've already been live for like over an hour.
whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah. There was the topic. It was just random. I didn't even plan this. I was kind of hoping to see if more people would jump in the chat and maybe give some kind of clue as to what types of videos they're looking for the most out of my channel. And if, Philip wanted to ask, he could. I didn't think to see
I
if
don't
you
care.
wanted to join us because I know you're not feeling good. What? Are you frozen?
No,
No.
I'm not frozen.
Well, you didn't blink for a while, and I'm like, is he froze?
No, I'm just looking for my history. I'm looking for now. I'm stuck on trying to. This is terrible that I can't remember these people whose videos I've been watching and listening to.
Well,
But
it's
no,
getting late, man. It's late at
is
night
Kevin
for you,
feeling
isn't
any
it?
better? Is he on the mend or is he?
He said
worse?
he's a little better.
Ben Jordan, BENN Jordan. It's a great channel. This guy is huge. He's got 952,000 subscribers. I mean,
Oh,
not that
wow.
he needs my help, but it's an amazingly interesting channel. Amazingly interesting channel. Highly recommend it.
What does he do?
He talks about being a musician. He talks about streaming. His model is changing because he was making his living as a paid musician, like creating, not touring and stuff like that, but literally writing music for advertising and stuff like that. Also writing, he's got like 40 albums, so selling his own music. But lately, it's become so hard to make a living getting paid through Spotify and the typical chain that now he's shifting gears, trying to find another way to make a living.
Uh-huh.
He's an interesting fellow. You should check out his channels. He does really great videos. Ben Jordan. I hope to God I've subscribed to him. Pretty sure I did. Let me see. Let me see. Did I subscribe to him? Yeah, I subscribed to him. Yeah. If somebody said to me, "You talking, Clay?" I've lost your voice.
Because I had it muted. Is it his logo is like he's wearing a like pink and green hoodie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like one of his videos, "Should We Hate Spotify? An Objective View from a Professional Musician." Very entertaining videos. You should watch a couple of them. But I think you'll be hooked. But but he's a very successful YouTuber. And he's not a sellout YouTuber either. A lot of it is, people fund him to help him create more stuff. So he does scientific stuff. He does audio stuff. He's a very creative guy, very smart guy. I wish I would had a percentage, this much of his smarts. But yeah, I look at that and I go, that I'd kill for that type of YouTuber. Oh God, I'd forgotten about this. Now, see, if somebody said to me, you're on a desert island, you can have one source of entertainment and that's it. What's it going to be? I would say YouTube.
You're right.
Because damn, I mean, the only thing I don't like about YouTube is how they constantly narrow the focus of content they push at you. Although I have to say, for the first time in a long time, I've been hitting the link that says, I forget what they call it, but it's like content you've never watched or never seen, right? And then they just randomly throw some stuff outside the algorithm at you, they say.
His views are insane.
Yes, his views are insane.
He's got a video here. Birds, the thumbnail says birds can store data. It's got 1.6 million.
Yeah.
40,000 AI cameras tracking you. Has 2.8 million.
Oh yeah, he talks a whole lot about flock cameras and stuff like that. He's come up with solutions. He came up with a film you could put over the top of your license plate, and the Florida legislation recently made it illegal. It's a felony. They made it a state felony. Because
like, I think it says a year ago. Holy crap. The controversial sound only 2% of people can hear. 6.5 million views.
Yeah, he got so pissed off as a musician about finding that the AI companies had, I guess, used, when they were training their AI models, they were just taking content, right? They weren't licensing at all. And so he found out about it, and he came up with a way during the recording process to inject a sound that only the AI could hear. Right?
Yeah.
And so if the song was like, happy birthday to you, the AI would hear home, and then it would repeat that, because that's what AI does, is it learns from that. Basically sabotaging it.
Right.
His files, and making it so, he could still sell his music, but if anybody stole his music to train an AI model, it would immediately start
doing that.
The works. Yeah. Yeah.
That's smart.
So, yeah. Like I said, I wish I had this much of his smarts. The guy's very intelligent, and entertaining too. But he was talking about starting out as a creator. He was like, hey, when I started out, I wasn't good. I wasn't entertaining. I wasn't funny. I had to do it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it until eventually he found his voice. He found his style and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the whole point that I'm always trying to push, is like, just keep going.
So why am I on this stream with you and not? Because now I'm not going to be creating a video tonight. That's for sure.
No. Yeah. Well, because you said okay. That's why.
Right. Because you said, hey, Phil, do you want to be on camera? And I said, what's the most dangerous place to be between Phil and a camera? That's where I'm going to be.
Yes, Outsider Jess, we are up late. Not going to last much longer, probably. We're past an hour. It's 12:30 almost for me.
Why did my the chat stopped scrolling for me? I must have touched it.
I don't know. Sometimes it does, and then you just got to wake it back up and get it moving again.
Yeah. Did you make the text bigger? Because suddenly I can read it, and I'm not wearing my glasses.
I did not.
Wow. Did my eyesight just get better? Don't know what's going on.
It's the haircut
for me. It's the haircut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my reading glasses don't help because it's too far away.
You know what? I had to switch to, so like typically my reading glasses are the 2 point whatever, the 2.
Yep.
2 plus.
Yep.
I had to switch for doing this stuff to 1.25s, and now everything is crystal clear.
Are you using over-the-counter reading glasses or prescription?
Yes.
No.
These are actually, I got these at Dollar Tree. I bought 2 pairs for like $1 something each because I wanted to see which ones worked better, and these work perfect.
I wish I could do that. My problem is my vision, left and right eye, is the exact opposite. So I'm nearsighted in one eye and farsighted in the other. So one eye always ends up not working on over-the-counter glasses.
So mine are different too, but these work fine.
Yeah, mine are dramatically different though. It's like polar opposites from each other. So that's my problem. Is that most people don't have the same vision in each eye. So if this were a contest, I just won the shitty eye problem.
So
contest. Ha!
Kevin said I sound good. I want to let Kevin know that just for informational, I'm at what is it called? Unity. Basically, I'm at that spot on the Rodecaster that's called Unity. That line. Normally, when I stream with him, I have to bump it up higher.
Right.
So he said it sounds good, and it's that one fix that Zach from Pigtown Sports showed us is probably why it sounds so much better, because I'm not using the echo cancellation. And he said, you sound a bit low. Like, do you mean low as in quiet? And
I sound low? He's saying
Yeah.
I sound low?
he's saying that you're quiet.
I'm quiet.
I'm
Well, that's
assuming
okay.
that's what he means when he says low.
Okay, well, let me bring my gain up a little bit, see if that makes any difference. Here we go. I'm going to turn the gain up a little bit.
It's
Testing
not-
1, 2, 3, 4. How's that?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that any better?
I mean, you've sounded the same to me this whole time. So
No. So
I just
well, it
thought it
definitely
was
got
'cause
louder
that's how-
because it's louder
how
in my
quiet I had
speakers.
it.
So
um,
Kevin, does that sound better to you right there? Do I still sound low?
and then
I feel like I can now hear myself coming through the audio, the feedback.
not on this end.
Yeah, but on mine, I can hear me.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I'm on that dynamic mic, that VPS 80, and so I mean, I guess I could stand to get a little closer to my mouth. Either that or turn up the gain. But
He said you sound good now. I wanted
Okay.
to say that Outsider Jess was telling Paco about not using. I think she's saying not using the Apple keyboard and mouse. I have an Apple keyboard with, and she did say unless let's see, always go third party, and for the laptop buy a third party. So I have a MacBook Pro and I have the Apple Magic Keyboard, and it's perfect. I have no qualms. Works great. Never disconnects. Lasts forever. No issues with it at all.
I, on the other hand, have a Logitech keyboard and mouse that that work great too. So
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows? Not to say Outsider Jess is wrong.
No,
because
no,
she had
I'm
a
just
bad
letting her
experience.
know
She had a
that-
bad experience.
Mine works fine. Like I said, the only thing that I have an issue with is this, which is my favorite mouse, but the left click is not working. Like sometimes I can't grab things and drag and drop because I'll click on it and it won't pull it. I'm like, oh, why is it?
Did you try my solution of blowing some air in there?
Yep. So I've bought the can just like you were saying, and I stuffed it right in there and like from every direction I could. Anywhere I could find a spot to blow air in it, I did, and it still didn't. Nothing
Wow.
changed.
I'm sorry.
I think it's the contacts or something. Wherever that left click button is connecting, it's just not. It's not working right.
You know what happened to me today?
What?
I had a vertigo attack while driving.
Oh yeah, fun, right?
Holy crap. Terrifying. Fortunately, it passed really quick. I was able to pull over into a parking lot, but damn,
Yeah.
that has never happened to me before. I mean, I've had vertigo attacks before, but But
Oh,
while driving,
I've had them. I told you
yeah, I know. You told me. I was
last week or so. Yeah,
I jinxed myself.
wild,
saying,
man.
that's never happened to me. Happened to
Jess,
me.
yeah, I do need to get a new one. I hate that because I love it and they're expensive. And if I'm gonna get another one, I'm gonna get this same one or the 4S. I'll probably do the 4S. You know what it has? Zach at Pigtown Sports got one for Christmas, I think. And so there's buttons on the side right here. Like you don't even see them. They're inside the where your thumb lays down. So you've got buttons right there. See that you can see those. But then in this pad, like this part where there's another button in there. The new one has you can assign them to go to like Gemini, ChatGPT, or whatever. Kind of neat. But yeah, I need a new one. They're just expensive. And
Didn't we look those up used when we were talking about it? They're ridiculously priced expensive used as well.
yes, well, they're worth it. They're good. This one's lasted me about 4 years.
Has anybody else noticed the ever increasing price of tech gear? I mean, I guess it shouldn't surprise me, but it's crazy. I mean, talking about microphones, I was looking at the Earthworks SR117. Like
Yeah.
used is only $25 less than they sell it for new. That's crazy.
Mm.
And it's not the only one. I mean, well, like I told you today, I come across some open box deals on Amazon, but for the most part, the price of the shit's going nuts
Yeah.
across the board.
Kevin said that's scary. Talking about your vertigo thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was. It's
weird.
It made more scary by the fact that my brother was in the car with me and I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
I get them a lot, and I'm just used to it. I just power through it when I'm driving. If I feel like I need to stop, I will. But usually I'm good. I focus on the lines and stuff, But like I had one. What was it? Probably 2 weeks ago, where I literally felt like I was having like an out of body experience. Like I felt myself sinking down, like below the seat. It was just the weirdest feeling. And then I kind of was going side to side and front to back. Mic pricing has been like that for the past 5 years for me. Mic's price, yeah.
So what kind of mics have you been looking at outside of Jess? I'm sorry, Jess. What have you been what do you
I'm
use?
assuming we can just go with Jess. I'm surprised that at this time of night, people are actually popping on here and commenting.
There are times when I'm up 2, 3 in the morning, and YouTube is where I'm at. So
Yeah, but you're like probably snug as a bug in your bed, just looking at things, not actively chatting with somebody.
usually
Shure
Shore Road
and
products. Jess, do you have a YouTube channel? I see there's somebody's got at the Outsider Jess YouTube channel, nursing student and gamer.
Yeah,
Is that you?
That's her. I would assume. I know the gamer part anyway.
I really need to get back into gaming.
It's fun. I don't do it enough, but I feel like it's like reading for me. Like it takes so long to get
Yeah,
anywhere
I see
with
your
it
channel.
that I have to buy up so much time doing gaming that I'm not going to have time to do other things.
Games have gotten so expensive. It's crazy. The thing is that I spent all those years working for Sony and never really we got employee pricing on PlayStation. The games weren't bad. Pricing on the games weren't bad, but it wasn't great. But because we were in training, we'd always, interact every now and then with the other divisions. And so we'd get access to, some software and stuff. So I always had the latest PlayStation and whatnot. We needed them for what we did, and but I'm one of those. I talk about it all the time in my projector reviews that I write. It's like I can't go see 3D movies because after about 5 minutes, I don't know, my brain sees things that most people don't. And again, it's just I'm genetically wired weird. So I can see DLP, rainbow artifacting in projectors. And I talk about that. It's like, I'm going to say I saw this, but be aware that it's only like 5% of the population that suffers from being able to see it. So you may not, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But I guess it makes me good at reviewing projectors because I can see things, you know, but it makes it so gaming. The problem with gaming, I mean, especially first person, I love first person player games, but after about 5-10 minutes, I'm ready to hurl because I'm moving through this world. And I guess my inner ear isn't, I'm not moving. And so there's a disconnect and my brain starts.
You think that's
making
got
me
anything to do with the
nauseous.
vertigo?
Maybe that's why I'm suffering from vertigo. It's tied to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love gaming, but I just can't, unless it's things like, you know, golf. I got really good at golf games and I don't like golf, but as a, you know, for a video game, it was pretty fun. But you know, the games I like Call of Duty and was it PUBG and, you know, all these incredibly, you know, great first person perspective games. I get sick. You know, if I keep on playing them, I just want to puke and then I'm nauseous for the better part of a day. So it's a shame too, because I've got a really nice Xbox Series X over here that I use for testing, you know, when I'm testing a gaming projector and whatnot. And I start playing a game like, this is so much fun.
That's funny.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Outsider Jess said, I want to go back a little bit here. She just hit 200 subs by posting nothing, and she's shocked. That's good, though. Congratulations. She buys stuff on sale and only buys one game full price nowadays. A decade ago, when the last Harry Potter movie had a 3D movie, she took the glasses off and watched, and there was very little improvement.
I really think that at best 3D is not really advanced. I mean, the way they do it, it's gotten tactically better, but as far as an entertainment tool goes, 3D movies, it's the same kind of cheap gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I actually prefer not to watch 3D movies because of the color changes, the color difference, how just everything doesn't look like it normally would look. I'm like, nah. I mean, some of the stuff's cool. The last movie that I saw 3D was cool to watch in 3D, but I don't go out of my way to do that. I don't know why. I just don't. Soccer with cars, Rocket League.
Cars. Yeah, I love first-person shooter games, though. They're the most fun 5 to 10 minutes.
What's the
and then
game
I have to
I have one of the Tom Clancy games.
Splinter Cell?
No, I don't play it enough to have the name memorized. But it's on my PlayStation right now. I just haven't played it in a while.
You know the one I want to get I don't think it's new anymore, but there was an Avengers game that came out recently in the past couple of years. It's supposedly pretty damn good.
It seems I haven't played it enough yet. You have to go through like training first, and I haven't finished the training on any one of the characters. But like I was doing a little bit of sampling when I did a video on I think it was for the headphones, gaming headphones. And I did a little sample of I was doing the Iron Man training, and that was pretty cool, man.
The Avengers game is bad. Bad as bad or bad as good, Jess?
Well, she probably means bad as in bad because my son said the same thing, but I like it. I'm interested in it. You know, like I'm not a major gamer, and I think it's only major gamers that don't like it. Because my sons are the same.
I remember when the Spider-Man games came out. I think it was Spider-Man on the
All
PlayStation
of those I love.
3.
I love all
You know,
of those.
the talk about wanting to hurl my lunch, the web swinging, that was such a cool the mechanics of doing that.
I
Once you
love
got
it.
it going, I felt like I was, because when I was a kid, that's when the Spider-Man first hit TV. And I used to dream about being Spider-Man, you know,
Yeah,
crawl the ball
yeah,
and swinging. It's like, and that was a really awful TV show, but sparked the imagination.
yeah.
And
No,
that's what
a
I
good-
felt like when I played that PlayStation 3 Spider-Man game and just got the hang of the mechanics of swinging, web swinging. I was like, oh my freaking God,
So I've
that's
got-
so cool.
The first one, and then I've got the Miles Morales.
I heard the Miles Morales one's really good.
It's fun, yeah.
What's
but the
your
only
what
thing is
system
I
do you
didn't
have?
do all the things. I didn't do like all the little side stuff, and I just kind of like powered through, and I beat the game in like collectively it was over the course of 2 weeks, but I wasn't playing very often, and I beat it in no time, and then I was like, all right, now what? Like I still didn't do all the extras. I didn't get all the suits. I didn't get all the stuff that I could have gotten, but I just went right through the game in no time.
I heard that the Miles Morales was that Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 5? Is that the one?
What's that?
What's the game? Which Spider-Man game is it?
Miles Morales.
Miles is an A+,
Yeah.
and Spider-Man 2 is a B. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm isn't there
Well,
one that's
and
before
Miles is such a
Spider-Man
much
2?
better character. I'm sorry. I mean, I love Peter Parker, but the whole Miles Morales storyline, it's
You know
one
what
of my
I really
favorites.
want to see? I want to see a movie with Miles Morales. Why haven't they done
Yeah.
that?
Not going to happen because
Why?
Sony owns the rights. Speaking as a former Sony employee, I can tell you exactly why. If they don't make it, you're never going to see it. They would have to give Marvel, the deal that Marvel made with Sony to produce, because to get the rights to use Spider-Man in the MCU, they had to agree to pretty much make the Spider-Man movies and that bear the cost and everything, and then Sony keeps the lion's share of the profits off those movies. So the whole Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 series, Marvel pretty much played for those, and
Yeah.
Sony made bank. And so the deal is, the way I understand it, because I've been gone from the company for a while, but I think it's probably the same deal. They're not allowed to make a competing Spider-Man project, right? So there's all this talk on the internet about why don't they make, Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire? Why don't they let Andrew Garfield finish out his Spider-Man trilogy? And oh God, when I launch my Sony Stories channel, I will tell the Andrew
Yeah, we gotta
Garfield
hear that.
Spider-Man story and what happened, because I know. But anyway, the reason they don't is because it's a competing movie project, and that's the deal that Marvel made with them. They said, that's fine, but you can't have any competing Spider-Man movie projects. They can do cartoons, they could do a TV show.
So, but why is it that we can have the Tobey Maguire, then we can have the Andrew Garfield, then we can have the Tom Holland, but we can't have Miles Morales?
Because Marvel isn't ready to not do Tom Holland right now, and that's the Spider-Man investment, and they don't want a competing property out there.
So when they're done with Tom Holland, we can maybe look forward to that?
If Marvel decides, well, not even Marvel, when they're done with whatever deal, because they keep having to renew the deal every couple of years, right? But yeah, when Marvel decides, I don't know, Kevin Feige retires and they decide we don't really need Spider-Man in the MCU, then Sony, because Sony owns the rights to all the Spider-Man, they own the rights to Spider-Man and the characters directly related to Spider-Man, right? That's why there's a Morbius movie and Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter. These are all Spider-Man characters, right? So,
it's all the villains, right?
yeah, but they're not all
Not
villains.
Morbius,
there's it's why Yeah, they're not all villains, but that's Sony's been trying to do a Sinister Six, I think it is, for years. They proposed so many versions of it, but no, it's the entire gallery around Spider-Man. They own the rights to. So yeah, that's why you won't see a Miles Morales. Sony can't make it because of the current deal that's going on. So yeah,
I don't like
but
it.
that's why Sony can make Miles Morales animated across the Spider-Verse, which I think are two of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever seen. Animation or no, I think they blow away all three of the Tom Holland movies, and the Tom Holland movies are really good.
I love the Tom Holland. I like them all. See, I don't have a favorite. I just want to see a Miles Morales movie or trilogy or whatever because I want more.
That's just you're gonna have to just the Across the Spider-Verse animated ones are the closest you're gonna get.
Well, I've watched that, but I want to see a movie. I don't want to see an animated.
Unless Marvel decides they want to do it, not gonna happen.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
The deal. Yeah, I agree with you, Jess. Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse, I think it's the best Spider-Man that's ever been made.
Yeah, it's very good.
And frankly, go ahead.
They can make money off of doing Gwen. Do a whole set of her.
Not live action.
But they need to. I would love that.
I know, but they can't. They can't. No competing live action Spider-Man projects. They can do things like well, you know what? They might be able to do Gwen because they were able to do Madam Web. That was a live action thing. So they might be able to do like a Spider-Gwen movie if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't know what the mechanics of the deal are around like lead characters. So like, Gwen Stacy has her own comic book runs where she's the primary. She is the Spider-Man. She's Spider-Gwen. But I don't know how that's structured for the movie deals.
Yeah.
But I definitely know that Miles Morales is off the table as far as live action goes. Because he is effectively the Peter Parker character in his particular comic book.
Right.
So I would think that the same rules that apply to him also apply to Gwen Stacy. You can have Gwen Stacy in a movie, but not as the primary. But yeah, I mean another very interesting offshoot.
It would be a great idea to do all of those things.
Yeah, we're getting. Let's see. Craven was honestly not that bad. So I'll be honest with you. I started watching Craven and I didn't get a half hour into it. The first 15 minutes I thought were really good, and then it's not that it was a bad movie. It's that the logic, the rules of the universe and the logic of the behavior, it just didn't make sense. There was a whole lot of just accept it. Well, just accept it. And I don't like that. It's the reason that. As much as I think Black Widow, for example, was an okay Marvel movie, my biggest problem with it is Black Widow is not a superhero. She has no superpowers, right? She's a spy.
Right.
But she's a normal human being. But all throughout that movie, they ignored the mechanics of she'd fall off a building 200 feet. Hitting rails on the way down and then just get up and shake it off. And basically that's them going, just accept it. And it's like, no, because that's not what she was like in any of the Marvel movies she did, previous Marvel movies. She can't do that. And it just takes me out of the reality. When you do that over and over and over and over and over again in a movie, it just becomes, I think, lazy and distracting.
Well, things like that, I can agree with you on. I can see why you would say, because she's not a superhero. She doesn't have superpowers. But take that aspect out of it. I think she's got just as much right as Iron Man because he's a normal human. Or
right,
Hawkeye.
But he's got the suit that's reinforcing him.
Right. That's but I'm saying he's a normal. Like I said, take that part out of it of her falling off a building and hitting things, and okay, yeah, that's going too far for a human, a regular human, but she's still got a right as a superhero with the skill set, like just like Iron Man. He's just a normal person.
Right, but look at the way they. But I guess my point was they had that character in movie after movie after movie, starting with Iron Man 2, and she behaved the way a non-superpowered but skilled spy, fighter, that type
Right.
of thing would behave. And then suddenly in her movie, she's falling off a building. She's in car crashes that would kill fucking,
Right.
Steve Rogers, but she,
See-
walks that off, and it's like,
Jess makes a good point. She's like, Iron Man would actually be dead if he fell off a building and slammed into something, even in his suit.
well, that depends. He's got the technology in the suit that allows. Okay, we're going to turn into super geek here. I'm going to turn into super geek.
That's okay.
All I'm
That's okay.
saying is Marvel established the rules for Black Widow, right? They set the rules in place through multiple movies, right? And not only that, they followed the rules established for Black Widow in the comics. And then they give her her own movie, and suddenly
She's superhuman, yeah.
she's superhuman, and not because you want to give her superpowers. Let her have gotten a variation of the formula, whatever. It was just
Right.
lazy
the super
writing.
soldier.
It was like, we need to get to the next scene, so we're just going to ignore the fact that she and her sister fell off a 5-6-story building and hit the ground. Whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
Just shake it
it's
off.
it's not, if it just happened once or twice, I could forgive it. But it just happened over and over and over in the movie where they just ignored the rules they put in place already. I mean, it's like, I forget who said it, but it's like, pay attention to your rules you establish for your characters. That's all. I think you mentioned that Morbius, Jess, you thought Morbius was boring. I guess this is, what is it? John Campea says it's all subjective, and what hits one person one way is not the way it hits another person. And I'm not criticizing that, because there was plenty of boring about that movie, but that Morbius got universally panned, and I didn't go see it at the movies. I went and watched it. I watched it when it came out on Netflix. I thought it was a better movie than Venom 2 or Venom 3. I mean, I just did. I've never seen Madam Web. I don't want to see Madam Web, but maybe I'm a victim of, how badly it was panned. Like I said, I did a half hour into Craven, and I just thought, this is ridiculous.
I just Googled it. Jess said that she believes in the comics Black Widow was enhanced. And yes, in the comics, Natasha Romanoff is enhanced with a variant of the super soldier serum, giving her heightened physical and mental capabilities beyond peak human, unlike her MCU counterpart.
Okay. Then they should have established that. They could have established that in 30
you're right.
seconds.
They should have. They should have put that on the baseline. This is how she got this way.
I don't want to be a geek who says, it's how it was in the comics or whatever. I get it. There was just so much. It was lazy. It was just lazy. It's like, it reminded me, the first time I ever noticed it in a movie was when I saw Die Hard 3 in the movies. Okay. I liked Die Hard, the first Die Hard movie. I liked the second Die Hard movie. In Die Hard 3, it was just one action scene after another action scene after another action scene. And the only purpose of each scene was to get you to the next action piece. And it's just lazy. It's like, write a solid story all the way through, right? And then add the relevant action in. I'd like to hear, Scarlett Johansson talk about what was going on behind the scenes, because there was a lot. I mean, it was during COVID, and there was a lot of stuff going on during that movie, and I'm sure there's a lot of reasons they took shortcuts that they did. But I just thought it could have been so much. I mean, it's one of the Marvel movies that I watch and repeat, right? I will watch most of the Phase 1 and Phase 2 movies over again. I just watched Captain America the other day.
I do the
It's
same
like
thing.
I was working on something and I put it on the background. It's just a really good movie. And most of them, all the way honestly through Endgame, I can watch them over and over again. I will not be able to do that with, like, I really wanted to like Thunderbolts. I did, but it's not a repeat watch for me. It's not. It's just not. Fantastic
So I really
Four.
liked Thunderbolts, but I see what you're saying. It's not something that we're gonna watch over and over again.
Yes,
I liked
same thing with the Fantastic Four. I really think it was a very competently made movie, but
Now, are you talking about the newest Fantastic Four?
yes, Fantastic Four: First Steps.
With Pedro Pascal and
Yeah. I have no problem with Pedro Pascal being Reed Richards, or I thought it was beautifully shot. It was well acted. It was an okay story. It's just
yeah. She's
kind of
just mentioned about how they tried to screw Scarlett Johansson out of money with that by going to
yeah.
Disney. They did. She spoke out about that.
Yeah, she
I
sued
think-
them. She got like $20 million in a settlement.
She
That was-
spoke
that
out
was-
about it, and Jeremy Remy also spoke out about it.
Jeremy Renner. Yeah, a lot
Renner,
of people
that's-
came
I'm
down
sorry.
her side about that.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
spoke
they
out about
screwed
it.
her. Day and date release. That was one of the first Marvel movies. They said the day it goes in the theater, we're putting it on Disney Plus. and the problem is that her entire deal was based upon she got a piece of the back end of the movie hall, and when you put it on Disney Plus, there's no movie hall. Very little, if any.
Jess,
movie
you
didn't
like
even make
No
its
Way
budget.
Home because all three are in it, right?
What's that?
She said she only cared about the Spider-Man movies, but the Tom Holland ones don't cut it for her, and she only liked No Way Home. And I think No Way
it's-
Home is the one that had all three of them in it. It had Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, it's interesting. For the longest time, I thought No Way Home was the best of the three movies, but now I find myself going back and I'll watch Homecoming and Far From Home on repeat, and not so much No Way Home. I mean, No Way Home has its moments, right? But yeah, it's interesting how it hits you. I remember when, again, I got to save it for the Sony channel, the ex-Sony guy channel. But I also have some insight into the whole the whole Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, and why they didn't get a Spider-Man 4, and why they switched to Andrew Garfield. I remember when that happened. A friend of mine who worked for Sony Pictures called me, and she was so excited. She's like, "You're not going to believe what we're starting to shoot. We're starting to shoot the new Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield." And I was like, "New Spider-Man? You guys just let Tobey Maguire go not that long ago. You're already rebooting it?" It's like, "Are you telling an origin story?" And they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do the origins." I'm like, "Why? What?"
But it's good though. It's good for like the multiverse. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah, but the multiverse didn't exist then. They even made a joke about it in No Way Home, where Tobey Maguire was like, the scene where he was like, "Oh, my back
Yeah.
from swinging," and they did that joke where Andrew Garfield was like, "You want me to pop your back for you and everything?" So as a negotiating tactic, this is the way I heard it. As a negotiating tactic, Tobey Maguire, when it came time when they were talking about Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire was like, "You know what? I can't shoot it for months. I hurt my back. I'm in pain. I can't do it." And at that point, I think Sony played hardball, and they were like, "Okay, fine. We'll just recast." And suddenly, he was like, "Oh, wait. No. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it."
So that's why they threw the joke in there.
Yeah. That's
great,
what that joke
though.
was about. It was an inside joke,
That's great though.
But I don't know that they did an inside joke to Andrew Garfield. I'm going to stop talking because you're giving away all my material for my
I kind of
other channel.
agree with Jess. She's talking about how the best of the Tom Holland stuff was when he was in Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. And I that's what I was gonna say before she said that. Was I really liked. I saw like a recap on I don't know if it was Instagram or what it was on. Actually, it was probably a YouTube reel, like a short, and it was like this recap of all the moments with Tom Holland's character interacting with Tony Stark. And I was like, and it was good. Like it gave you feels, you were like, "Oh yeah. It was just good. I don't know.
So it's a far cry from being a supporting character in a movie to carrying a movie. You know, it's that much harder.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2. I mean, he carried those movies,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. Spider-Man 3 was a little bit, it got off the rails, like got a little goofy. And I got some stories around that too. But there's a reason for it. A lot of it had to do with the exhaustion of the director, you know, because they literally went from Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man 3, like literally went right into production. I was like, there's almost no time down. And yeah, Sam Raimi was exhausted. And also the studio was putting a lot of pressure to include like the whole storyline with the black suit and Venom. That wasn't originally in
No.
Sam Raimi's script. I mean,
But
a
I
lot of
liked
this
it.
is out now.
I'm okay with it, man. I'm okay with. See, this is where I'm not a true comic fan because I don't read comics. I like
Yep.
movies. I like watching good movies, and I really like my superhero movies. But
Yep.
I'm okay with them making stuff that didn't show up in the comics. I'm okay with it because it's more entertainment for me. It's more, I can consume more of the superhero stuff. You know what I mean? Kevin said he liked Toby. Andrew was okay. He hasn't seen the Tom Holland ones. In my opinion, I like them all. I don't have a favorite. I'm a fan of every single one of them. But like you said, Toby kind of carried it. He did, but he was also the first one we got. You know what I mean? As far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, he was the
Well-
first significant Spider-Man. So all of us that watched those, when we watched the other ones, we were like, well, it's not Toby, but it's still cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think when the Andrew Garfield ones came out, I think that's where kind of making movies and telling a story, a superhero story, kind of changed. Because at that point, Sony had gotten a taste of a successful superhero franchise. I mean, you have to understand when they made the deal, all the studios, Universal and all the studios that when Marvel divided up all their characters, because Marvel was on the verge of going out of business, right? And that was a last action deal where they went to all the different studios and said, what characters do you want? We'll sell you the rights to them. All you got to do is make a movie every 2 years or 3 years. And, you know, you get to keep controlling rights of them. And, you know, it was a tough time, but Sony didn't know that they had a winner on their hands. I mean, look at the fact that they picked Sam Raimi, a guy who made schlocky, funny horror movies, right?
Yeah.
To make Spider-Man. They clearly did not believe in him, right? But he had an idea and he convinced them, and bad on them, you know, because Sam Raimi is a brilliant filmmaker, and a brilliant storyteller, but nobody knew except maybe Sam Raimi that, you know, he had a really good thing. I feel like with Andrew Garfield, it was truly a studio project. You know, it was deep in the control of the studio. It was managed by committee. It wasn't. I mean, can you even name who the director was of the Andrew Garfield movies?
I don't know who any of the directors are. I don't retain that. I don't even know who. I'm assuming Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi, yeah, he's the guy who did his thing was Evil Dead. You ever seen the Evil Dead movies?
Yeah, but I'm saying, did he do the Tobey Maguires?
Yeah, he did all three.
Yeah.
It was his franchise. The Andrew Garfield stuff was just kind of, it had good things in it. I hate when people talk about, you know, when somebody says, I went and saw the new, you know, Marvel movie and, you know, it had some good action scenes, and like that excuses it for not being, you know, a complete and total enjoyable experience, right?
Yeah.
When you gotta do something like, oh, the special effects were wonderful. I don't go see a movie for the special effects. I go see a movie for a good movie.
A good story,
I want to be
a good movie, yeah.
I want to be drawn into it, right? I want to escape for the hour and a half to 2.5 hours, whatever it is, right? I don't want to sit there going, oh God, this story is so stupid, but the effects are good, you know, or God, this story is so stupid, but the actors are good. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I want a good movie.
I want both. I want good effects and a good story.
Well, but that's part of having a good movie. You want the
Yeah.
whole package,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's my big complaint with the new Fantastic Four movie is it's just not that good of a movie in the end. It's competently done, it's well acted, it looks pretty, it's
Yeah.
got good effects. I really didn't care about those characters. I didn't connect with any of them. And that's, I mean, look at all the really good Marvel movies. You made a connection with Tony Stark in the first 5 minutes of the movie, right?
Yeah.
You made a connection whether it's with the bad guy, the villain that you're setting up. Like, look at the first Captain America, First Avenger. It's all about the bad guy in the first 5-10 minutes of the movie. You don't see Steve Rogers anywhere,
Yeah.
right? But it hooks you in. You are hooked into this guy. You're dialed in. You care about those characters. I didn't particularly care about any of the Fantastic Four characters. I didn't feel
I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen the newest one.
Well, I'm spoiling it. I don't want to spoil it for you because you may feel completely different than me. But I just didn't feel
I saw
invested in any
previews,
of
but
them.
I don't think I've seen the whole movie.
Yeah. So same way I felt about the Thunderbolts. It's like I was glad to see Bucky again on
Yeah.
screen. And I like Yelena. She's no Scarlett Johansson. She's no Natasha Romanoff.
Oh, her sister or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's supposed to be the new Black Widow. Okay.
Yeah. No, she's good. She's good, but yeah, it's not the same. What is
yeah.
I got a question for Jess. She's mentioned it a few times. TASM. What does that mean? Because she's talking about it a lot, and I don't know what it even means. Because that's how much of a diehard I'm not. She's probably saying something that everybody that loves this stuff knows, and I don't know what TASM.
Oh, The Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man. Okay.
Was it John Campea says, don't use abbreviations in the chat. Not every, like I'm a big Star Trek fan. And whenever I say TOS and I'm talking to somebody who has no clue that I'm talking about the original series, TOS.
Oh, yeah. So you had to tell me just so I would know.
Yeah. Do you know what I say when I say TNG?
No.
The Next Generation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
DS9, Deep
No.
Space Nine.
Oh, yeah. I guess. Yeah.
So that stopped when they started naming Voyager and Enterprise because there was no.
Right.
What was
Right.
the
Yeah. No,
motion?
it totally makes sense to shorten it. I just didn't know what it stood for, and I'm also tired, so I'm like,
You know the
what?
worst one? Think about it this way. You know the show Star Trek Discovery? What is the abbreviation of Star Trek Discovery?
Do you hear this?
STD.
Sorry, I had the loudest car outside my house.
Oh,
It's
I
1
was saying
o'clock in the
that-
morning, and he's.
the abbreviation for the show Star Trek Discovery is STD. And it's perfect.
Yeah,
It
right.
perfectly encapsulates that show. It's a giant
STD.
venereal disease. Somebody in the franchise that, TOS, TNG, DS9 didn't say, hey, does anybody realize that the abbreviation of our show is STD? Nobody caught that? No one? Give me a break.
Unless they weren't considering that, not trying to look
How
at
could
it
you
that
not
way.
consider that? That's how the series is described, so I don't know.
This dude's car is obnoxious. He's on the highway, the interstate, which is like a mile down the road from me, and I can hear him still.
I can't hear it.
So loud.
Wow.
He's on the interstate.
It's cold up there, isn't it? Sound carries in the cold
Yes, it
weather.
is cold. It is very cold right now. It is 17 degrees.
Yep. Sound carries in the cold weather. It's the only time I ever hear the highway is when it's chilly at night.
It was
Highway 15.
today during the day when I took my wife's car and I went and put air in her tires, and her car, she just came back from New Hampshire and it was covered in salt. So I took it to the car wash and it was 20 degrees out, and I'm standing out in there with the self car wash with the power washer. In 20-degree weather, I'm out there washing her car.
How did it not just start freezing again?
Because the car was warm. I had been driving it for a little bit. It was still warm, so everything. Amazingly, I swear to God, I thought the doors are gonna freeze shut when I go home, and they didn't, because we went back out later and it was fine.
I do not, I lived, I was born on the East Coast, right? I was born in Philadelphia, and I spent summers back there, like I said, in Wildwood. When my 6th year at Sony, I moved to New Jersey to work at a headquarters. I was there for 3 years. And I quickly remembered why my family moved south when I was a kid.
Dude, when it's below 30 and the sun goes away and it's overcast and there's wind, it is unbearable. If it's sunny and there's not much wind, I've gone outside with 20-degree weather with no jacket, and I didn't stay out, but I can go out and I'm fine to go check the mail, take the garbage out, take the dog out. But as soon as the wind picks up or the sun goes away, forget it, dude. Forget it.
I lived in Northern California for 3 years before I moved to New Jersey, right? I joined Sony in Texas. My first job was working out of New Orleans. So I did a few months training in my hometown in Dallas, and then moved to New Orleans for 3 years. And then after 3 years, moved back to Texas for a very brief period of time, and then took a trainer's job based out of the Bay Area for Sony. And I used to go back to the East Coast a couple of times a month. They'd put me up in a hotel in Park Ridge. It's right there on the New Jersey-New York border, which is where our headquarters was at the time. And I'd go back in the winter. And so I thought I had a handle on it, because I used to walk from the Park Ridge Marriott, to the Sony building in the snow, in the ice, in the wind. It's like, you just do it. And I thought, well, I got this. But I had forgotten what it's like to live on the East Coast. I remember the first time I got out of bed, living in a house in Park Ridge, and my feet, I had socks on, and my feet were still freezing when they hit the wood floor. It's like, or the first time I had to go shovel snow since I was a kid.
That's how I am. That's why I'm wearing a hoodie in my bed, in my room. Not my bedroom, my
Red
studio.
Cabin. Hey, Joe's here. Jess, I agree. It's hard it's just, we didn't know what you were saying with The Amazing Spider-Man, but you're right. You have to abbreviate.
Yes, no, I totally agree with her. I wouldn't write out that every time either. I just didn't know what it stood for. I was like looking at it going, I don't. But now that she's explained it, I'm like, oh, duh, I'm an idiot.
So, man, it's really late for Joe. Well, actually, you guys are on the same time clock. So
Joe's, no, he's an hour, or is he the same? Yeah, he is on the same as me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because Kevin's an hour behind.
Yeah, because Kevin's in Texas. He's on Central Time. I remember growing up on Central Time.
Yeah.
But
She
I'm
was
actually
in
going to have
New
to
York.
end it here soon. It's late for you guys. It's only 10:15 for me, but I start my days early, so
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Oh, we can end whenever. So, like, I started this live to try to get feedback from viewers as to what kind of content they're looking for out of my channel. Basically reviews versus tutorials. Trying to decide what to do next. I'm trying to get as much as I can out that I don't need new equipment for, because I have tons of equipment. So I'm trying to do things that aren't about reviews, but I don't want to ruin my channel either because I have established it as a review channel. So anyway, what I found.
I told you, Clay, I think we should do, I mean, we just spent the last, 45 minutes talking about Marvel and Spider-Man.
That's what I was going to say was I started this trying to get ideas. And what I realized is that I want to do this more. I want to talk about, like you said, the pop culture thing. I think movies in general. I'm not a comic nerd, but I like the comic stories that have been converted into movies or shows. And see, like I'm probably one of the only people that, because I hear a lot of flack about the Flash movie, the one where he like ran back in time and did a
right.
You know, I loved that movie. I don't know why everybody's so negative on it. I loved it.
I can't speak for everybody. I think for me, again, it's my same criticism as I had for the Fantastic Four. I saw it. It was interesting. Yeah, it had its flaws with the special effects. I just didn't. I mean, how many times have you repeat watched that?
I think I've watched it 2 or 3 times, and I'll watch it again.
Yeah, I've rewatched as much flack as they get the Zack Snyder Superman, Man of Steel, and Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Cut, and even Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? I've watched those at least 3 times, and I'd watch them again. I've seen The Flash once. I've used it as demo content for testing, so I guess, but sit down, I probably won't watch it again because in the end, maybe it was that at that point we knew that it wasn't going to continue forward, right? Because at that point, Zack Snyder was gone and they were selling the studio and everybody knew that they were not going to continue that particular universe.
Right.
So maybe that's why I checked out. But like, I really wanted to like Blue Beetle. You know, I was all excited when James Gunn said it's one of the best superhero movies he's ever seen. And I'm like, oh, what a load of bullshit that was. Just didn't particularly care about any of them. So that's the way I felt about the Flash movie. I just didn't care. I didn't care. It was interesting to watch. Also, I felt kind of bummed. I felt like this is the send-off you're giving Michael Keaton's Batman. He's a shut-in. He's a recluse.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't know. I didn't get.
He didn't even need to die
from that.
There was no reason for them to kill like Supergirl and Batman in that movie. They didn't have to die. They shouldn't have died. But I think they killed them because they knew there wasn't going to be a Flash 2 or a Supergirl movie or any of those.
Right.
You know. And I have high hopes about James Gunn's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. We talked about that.
Yes.
Me and Kevin.
Yes.
I have high hopes for that. But man, I loved the Supergirl in The Flash. She was exciting. She reminded me of a Natasha Romanoff kind of Black Widow.
Wait a minute. Yes, the black-haired.
Yes.
Yeah. No, she was badass. That was cool.
She was.
Yeah.
She was dark. She was badass. She was, yeah. She and what did they do? He stabbed her in the chest and killed her. She's dead. Okay. They let Bruce Wayne commit suicide. Okay. I mean, it just did a total disservice to those characters. And I didn't care about Barry. I just didn't care about Barry. Maybe it's the fact, the drama with the actor, and I couldn't separate, the insane actor from the character he was playing. But I
agree with Jess too. She said she kind of hates that they didn't use that Supergirl in the new Supergirl movie.
Yeah, but it's a whole different universe. I mean, I understand why James Gunn didn't, but I hope. I think Millie Alcott's Supergirl has to be a better Supergirl than the one we got in that very average kind of movie. And if she's not, that's it. It's done,
Yeah.
So I know. Yes, she was beautiful. But the thing is that this is the interesting thing about the actors, with the exception of Henry Cavill, who is just a pretty man.
Yeah.
Most of the actors who play Superman, they're kind of, they're all pretty people, right?
Right.
But Henry Cavill's like freaking, like a Ken doll. He's just, that kind of pretty. For
Yeah,
a
he
man.
even looks good in The Witcher. Is it The Witcher?
Yeah.
With the long white hair.
Whereas David Cornsweet is kind of, not quite supermodel features. He's a handsome man.
He portrayed a good, as far as Clark Kent goes, like just this regular, average guy, kind of Joe Schmo. He was good for that.
Yeah, Jess, I agree. The whole thing, the second version of Barry. But that's the problem. He didn't even become evil. But yeah, I knew it was Barry. I knew it was Barry from the beginning with the Speed Force thing. It was like, oh, that's him. It was no surprise to me. But that was my point. He really wasn't evil. He was just
as much as
he wanted to save his friends.
As much as I love the movie, Supergirl. I agree that the CW Flash is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, but they were never going to take the television actor and turn him into a movie property. They're just not going to do that. I thought that I don't know. Maybe they should have. Maybe they could have.
Oh, what's the actor's name that plays Daredevil in the CW stuff? Or he's on Disney. The Daredevil.
You mean on Netflix?
Disney.
Well, he's on Disney now. Charlie Cox.
Yes, Charlie Cox. I had no idea he was from like Britain or England or something.
Yep.
No
Very
clue.
British.
I saw him in another movie and he was speaking with that accent and I was like, wow, he's doing a really good English accent. And then I looked it up and that's where he's from. And I'm like, oh.
Look at how many British actors are playing American superheroes.
Dude,
Tom Holland
almost
is British.
The whole, like the majority of the cast. Now this is off the topic of what we've been talking about, but the majority of the cast from The Walking Dead were Brits. A lot of them anyway.
I didn't know that.
There's one in there. So the main character, Rick, he's from England. Maggie, she's from England. Maggie plays like this Southern woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's from England.
Why is it British people, the first American accent they learn is a Southern one?
Right, yeah.
You think that all Americans are Southern.
So Charlie Cox does sound British when he's meant to. He does an amazing job speaking, with an American accent.
Yep.
But there was some movie, I can't remember what it was, we were watching the other night, and I was like, I think that's it's Charlie Cox, and I looked it up, and it was, and I'm like, all right, it is, and I couldn't believe he had that good of an accent, and come to find out, it's because that's where he's from.
Yeah, he's got a Christmas movie, I think, out on Prime. About,
I think that's what we were
him
watching.
And Zooey Deschanel splitting. They go on vacation, pet vacation. It looked mildly entertaining.
I think that's what we were watching.
Yeah. Haven't watched it yet, but it looked like it was, romantic comedy.
Yeah. Oh, we watched a very weird movie the other day. It was really good. You know who James Franco is, right?
Yes.
Obviously, because we talked about Spider-Man.
Right.
Do you know who Dave Franco is? His brother? Have you seen him?
Younger brother, yeah.
Looks just like him, but just shorter.
Mm-hmm.
He was in this movie we watched, and it's fairly new on, I think, Netflix, called Together. I think it was called Together. It was weird, dude. Weird. Like,
oh, is that the one where he merged with his girlfriend?
Yes. So it's not a funny movie at all. It's got some funny scenes in it, but it's a really messed up sci-fi thing, whatever. It was weird, man. And that they eventually merge. Like, it's
wasn't that like inspired, or that struck me. I haven't seen it, but it sounded like a similar kind of idea to Demi Moore's The Substance.
I didn't see
where
that.
that was her big comeback where she drank a formula and it literally grew a younger version of her out of her body, and it would split, and then the younger version could go off and do things. And
So James Franco's a bad person?
apparently James Franco has been canceled. Yeah.
Really? What, like, for what? What did he do?
Taking advantage of actresses that he was teaching. He had an acting school and of co-stars. Apparently he
Oh
was,
shit.
he was hitting on them, and the whole power dynamic thing, if you're,
Yeah, I don't like that.
yeah, it's one thing to be, I guess, to be a movie star, to be Leonardo DiCaprio and date younger women. The joke about Leonardo DiCaprio is he's
Right.
50-year-old something man with a 20-year-old girlfriend. But you know what? That's transactional. That's, I don't think it's a power thing. I think with James Franco, the problem was it was a power thing. He was in a position of power over
Yeah, that's
over
not
these
cool.
people.
I still like. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of movies with him in them other than Spider-Man.
No, he's
but
good.
yeah, it's just, it kind of reminds me of, and this is what I'm about to say is not anything I know or I have verified, but I love Will Ferrell, and I've heard that he's really shitty in real person, like in real life.
Oh,
I
don't
don't.
know.
That's just what I heard. I heard it from people when I lived in Tennessee. They all said he came to Knoxville for something and like was pretty much snubbing everybody that wanted an autograph. Wouldn't talk to nobody. Made fun of them on stage about being Southern. I didn't see this or hear it. That's just what I heard. I still like watching his movies. Like, I don't know why.
so it's interesting. Somebody that I'm connected to, was an actor for years and then was heavily involved in teaching, right? And said to me, how can anybody, without being an extraordinary human being, be in this system that the sole purpose is to tell you how great you are, right? Because their success, all these people that are around, people that are coming up, their success, their self-worth, their money basically is tied into, I guess at the minimum, boosting the ego so they can do more and more and more. But how can that not screw you up? I mean, just look at YouTube. Look at the YouTubers who get a little bit of success, and it's like, I mean, success changes people. I'm not in any way saying that my experience is anything like that, but when you're I think it's one of the reasons that you and I have talked about this before, Clay. It's like, I don't like to put myself out there as a subject matter expert, right?
Right. Same here.
I just don't, because one, I don't think I am, but also two, but even that aside, I mean, all the years that I was a public facing spokesperson for the company I worked for, and that alone, which is nothing compared to these Hollywood, actors who get just a little bit of success.
Right.
But it's a drug. It's a high. So when you're constantly being told, "Oh, you're great. Oh, you're so good. Oh, you're wonderful," and the entire machine is built around feeding your ego, male or female, and then you're adored by people. How can you not become? I mean, you have to be an extraordinary human being to not have that screw you up. So,
well,
doesn't
no, I
surprise
don't think you have to be an
Doesn't surprise me.
extraordinary human being. I think it's just there's a lot of, and I'm gonna say it. There's a lot of weak human beings that
Sure.
let that fandom or power get to their head. You don't have to. You can still be humble.
But look at the nature of people that are, let's just take actors, right? They make their living not being themselves, being somebody else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you see it a lot in Hollywood. A lot of actors, they're not happy with who they are as people. They're in the career to be in the part, to be in the person that they're playing, to be in the basically it's an escapist kind of mentality. And to embody another character, you kind of gotta I think you just got to be a little screwed up, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to be a brilliant actor, you just there's got to be something a little off with you.
I feel the same way about brilliant writers. You have to be, your
Yeah.
mind has to go places that other people's minds don't go.
Yeah.
Look at
Not
Stephen
excusing
King.
bad behavior, not by any means. So I mean,
No, but like I
But-
was saying, Stephen King, some of the things that he thinks up and writes
cocaine.
really come from a fucked up mind, like somebody who's really, but you gotta be like that to have that creativity.
Yeah. I mean, he will admit, I'm not joking when I say cocaine, that some of his greatest works, he doesn't even remember writing them.
I don't
it's
yeah,
just-
that.
he was fucking blitzed out of his mind and high. I've heard different interviews. It's like, because he had deadlines and he was cranking. You can't kind of crank out the kind of content and volume he is without something. But I'm getting off topic here. But yeah, that I guess that I don't know anything about Will Ferrell.
I don't know that it's true either. I was just saying I heard
I don't
that.
know. I do know that I've had more than my fair share of interaction with celebrities and studio people and stuff like that I can attest a lot of them are kind of screwed up individuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even talking about people that are behaving badly. They're just kind of messed up, right? I've had my fair share of interactions. I'm not going to name any names, but at least online, but I'll tell you some stories someday about people that are revered as being beautiful, wonderful people. But the day they dealt with me or one of my people, they were having an off day. and myself or one of the people that worked for me were, standing in front of the barrels.
And
you're
formed
like,
an opinion,
"Really?
probably. Yeah.
Really? This is come on. I mean, I had people that were basically just sort of, cashiers at a retail space, and you're reaming them because you didn't get the deference that you, I guess, somehow deserved. I'm not going to name names, but I've had people that, literally make an employee cry. They were so mean and rude, for no other
Yeah.
reason than that employee, she didn't know who they were. It was one of those, do you not know who I am? Do you know who I am? And the answer was no. And man, you're like, really?
See, that's
kid.
another thing I don't like. I don't like the whole, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
I don't-
Why would she know who you are?
I don't care. Now, especially if you're going to say that, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I had a
I know who
guy-
you are at the time. I'm in my 40s. She's like 20.
I had a guy
Why would she know who you are?
years ago. We were at the mall in Tennessee, and this guy, my daughter was trying to save a seat for us at the courtyard. We were getting food for me and the kids, and this guy made my daughter cry by telling her that she couldn't sit there. And I told her, I said, well, we're going to sit there whether he likes it or not. And I marched over there with, she came over to me in the line, and then we went over there and sat down anyway. And then the guy stood up and came over and said, hey, I was trying to save this table. And he had a bunch of tables. Long story short, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk. I would normally be respectful if somebody was trying to save seats for their family. But when you're making my, little kid daughter, like she was young, and you're making a kid cry, now I have a problem with you,
Yeah.
And I confronted the guy when I put the food down, and I started an argument with him, and he said something really, really nasty in front of everyone, in front of the whole courtyard. And I stood up and went over to the table, like down where he was. Now I'm on the opposite side of the table from this guy, and I told him, I said, say that again. And he said it again. So I took the table and I shoved it into him, and he stood up and said, do you know who I am? And I was like, you just lost my interest, dude. I don't give a shit who you are.
You're the guy whose ass I'm going to kick in a minute if you don't sit down.
He was like trying to tell me he was part of the sheriff's department, something or other. And I was like, I don't care if you're God. You're not going to talk to my kid like that and make her feel like that in public. You're going to pay for it. You know?
Yeah.
So what did she say? She was saying a bunch of stuff about Logan Paul.
Yeah. I was just looking
he's
at Jess.
Pretty shitty in real life. Greg Paul was shocked.
Who's Greg Paul?
I don't know. I'm assuming father, brother.
Heard the same about John Cena.
Father, I think.
That shocks me. I heard John Cena was a really decent guy, but I mean, I don't know. A lot of images are curated.
Yeah, I didn't have to make her cry. So that was what pissed me off. And then tell me, do you know who I am? And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what's funny? This guy wanted to press charges on me so bad. The security guards ended up getting called from the mall. They made both of us go back to the security office. This guy is like insistent on pressing charges against me.
For what?
And this,
For what?
Because I basically attacked him. I took the table and shoved it right into his chest while he was sitting down. And
you attacked the table. He just got in the way.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not a violent person, but I do protect my family, and I'm like, I'm not going to stand for this. The funny thing is right before the guy was because the security guards were going to call the police for him and formally press charge, get charges pressed against me. A woman that nobody knew shows up at the security office knocking on the door. One of the security guards goes over and opens the door. I couldn't hear what was going on. He ended up talking with this woman briefly, shut the door, and he comes in with a paper. This woman and everybody else in the courtyard all signed a paper saying that man started everything and he got everything he deserved. So they showed that to him, and they were like, are you sure you want to get the police involved? Because there is about 40 people out there that are against you. And he was like, just forget it, Yeah. I was like, all right.
It's so weird. I had, I did an event, and who's the actor who played the original Rhodey in the first Iron Man?
What? Say it again.
Who's the actor who played Rhodey in the first Iron Man?
Oh,
Rhodey. Iron Man.
What is his name? If you're looking it up, I'll let you. But yes, there was a different one.
Why don't I was searching the wrong spot. Actor who played the first Rhodey.
Terrence Howard just said it.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, that's
Terrence
it.
Howard. So I was doing an event. I was doing the Sundance Film Festival, and I was in a house. We were on. I think it was called the top. It was the highest house in Park City, which is the city where they do Sundance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'd rented out the house, and every room in this gigantic house had 3 or 4 sponsors in it, right? And the whole purpose of this house was to get celebrities to come through and be given shit, shoes, shirts, pants, makeup, perfume. I guess they thought we were giving away electronics. I was very clear with them. I'm not giving away shit, but we'll come to expose our products to people. Anyway, so met a lot of celebrities, but Terrence Howard comes in, and I'm beat. It's the end of I think it's the first day. And I'm sitting down on the couch and I'm just kind of flipping. We got our news back when I was doing Qualia. I'm going to tell a Qualia story, and I shouldn't tell this story. But anyway, it was surprising experience. So we had this demo tape that was running this high definition content, because high def was all the rage then. It wasn't 4K, it was high def. And one of the scenes was pink flamingos. And literally every celebrity I had an interaction with that day just wanted free stuff. And I get it. They're in a house where you come through the room, you get your sneakers, you get your clothes, you get your whatever, you get your cell phone, your Sprint cell phone, so you can take a picture of you using the cell phone, it's whatever. And so they come over and they see Sony and they're like, ooh, and it's like, what do you got for me? And I was just like, some of the best products that you could ever buy. We take cash, credit, but I'm not giving shit away. But anyway, so he sat down, and I recognized him, but I'm just exhausted, and I'm just waiting for him to hit me up for, how do I get one of these $30,000 televisions for free? Right. Because that's all I dealt with all day long. But he sits down and he goes, you know how flamingos get that pink color? Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I've never looked it up. But he proceeds to launch on this National Geographic's level explanation of how the fish or the whatever they're eating in in their stops that picks up these dyes, these colors, and it causes, the whatever. I don't know if it's true or not. But it was fascinating and it was interesting. And I wasn't being hit up to give somebody free product. All he wanted to talk about was pink flamingos, right? And I'm like, this is really pleasant. I'm having a good conversation about something that somebody's not hitting me up for free stuff. And then, it kind of morphed to what he wanted out of his career and the kind of actor he wanted to be and content he wanted to produce. And that was interesting. But he never asked me for anything free. And he was just really pleasant the whole time. And I'm like, that was pretty cool. He wasn't the only celebrity at that event I dealt with that was like that, but it was a minority for sure.
Yeah.
It was a nice fellow. I don't know anything about him in his real life, and not, if he has drama or anything, but he sure as hell was pleasant to talk to.
Who is this?
Terrence Howard.
Oh, okay. Terrence Howard. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He's an interesting fellow.
I've not talked to very many celebrities. I've talked to two. Mm-hmm. A country singer before he was really big, Mark Wills. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know country music, but he sang Jacob's Ladder. Mm-hmm. He was cool. And then remember Beverly Hills 90210? Mm-hmm. The Walsh family, the dad. Mm-hmm. I was on a plane with him, and he was cool. He was real nice. That's really it. I haven't spoke to many other than that.
I mean, I get why they have kind of a standoffish attitude when people are constantly, can I have your autograph? It's got to be exhausting. It's got to be exhausting.
Well, but you got to figure
I also kind of feel like you signed up for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are celebrities that handle it really well because they understand that I signed up for this public life. If you want to be an unknown actor, then go be a Broadway actor. Right? Go be a stage actor.
Then you could still go to the grocery store without.
But if you're pursuing a Hollywood career, it's a public life. It doesn't mean you don't get to have some privacy, but I think you just got to cut the public some slack.
Well, yes, but for me, I feel like the public needs to cut some slack. Like they need to, realize
Sure.
these are regular people. Don't and you got to imagine that most actors and actresses or celebrities in general, when they're meeting with the public, they're expecting somebody to want something from them.
They should.
You
They
know?
should.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point, though. If you know, oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting away from the chat here too. I don't want to ignore Jess. Let's see, Terrence Howard. I think the dude is a little odd and a big ego. Yeah, I heard a story from Neil deGrasse Tyson that Neil deGrasse Tyson told. Apparently, Terrence Howard sent him some kind of treatise paper about, where basically it's a great story. It was pretty much everything in it was wrong. Interesting, but wrong. And so, he sent him this paper. And so Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, well, it's professional courtesy. When somebody sends me a paper, you expect me to go through it and say, this is an interesting idea, but this is why, I don't think you realize it's wrong. And here's where you can go to check that out. But apparently Terrence Howard then went on Joe Rogan and proceeded to slam Neil deGrasse Tyson for pointing out the scientific flaws in this paper. He just got offended. So, okay, I guess. And so then Neil deGrasse Tyson had to go do a video going, I have to do this because, this is why I said what I said. I was being professional. I was giving him courtesy. This is what I would do with any colleague that sent me, something scientific to review and asked me to comment on it. So he goes, it's not like I published it. I just sent it back to him with my notes, and he got all offended and then went on a public forum and bashed me. So you're muted again, I think, Clay.
I said I like Neil.
Yeah, I think Neil's had. I don't want to. I think he had. I heard things, but I don't know if that's true or not. But
I just like the knowledge. I like the whole astrophysicist side of it.
I learn something every time I listen to his podcast or whatever. So, but I mean, that's the nature of celebrity. You want
Jess,
to.
Jess said she wants to go into Broadway, and she said she used to dance growing up and she can sing. Then do it.
Yeah.
Do it, man. Just, I don't know. There's so many things that, as a 50-year-old, I can imagine, 10 years from now, I'll have even more perspective. But I preach to my kids and anybody that's younger than me all the time. If there's something that you really want to do, you're really passionate about it, just go do it.
One of my
if you
biggest
keep
regrets,
listening to people, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I would say one of my biggest regrets is I always wanted to, ever since I started interacting with the studios and stuff, I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'6".
Yeah.
And I'm only recent in the last year and a half that I've lost all the weight. I've always been a big guy, right? As an adult. And so I've always wanted to be a heavy. I always wanted to be a bad guy, that kind of thing, and I never pursued it. And now I'm 60 and I'm like, I think that ship has sailed.
Right.
So,
I don't know.
I only live 3 hours south of LA. So I guess if I wanted to be an actor,
You
I
could. But you got
And
a
there's
long road
production
ahead
that
of you,
goes on
so I
down
get
here. But
it.
now I've got all the health problems that I've got. So
What the heck is his Harlan? Is it Sanders? Colonel Sanders?
okay.
What's his name? I think his name's Harlan. He didn't become KFC until he was 62.
Right.
And he only held on to it for a couple of years. I believe he was 64, maybe 65 when he sold it and made his millions after 60 years old.
Thank you, Jess. I'm actually, I think I'd have an easier time. You're seeing me being happy and pleasant right now. I'm told that I have a pissed off resting face. So, it's, what?
My wife.
We're live.
Oh, I know. I'm not gonna say that.
Think.
I'll tell you after. We got to get going anyway. It's late.
Yeah, I got to go. I got to go get
almost
my niece.
2:00 in the morning.
Yeah. So you don't.
Must be because we are.
Must be because we are from the East Coast. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
late. It's late. I'm tired, and
Yeah.
I've got to do 2 videos tomorrow. I blame you, Clay.
Fun. Yeah, I didn't get any videos done.
Did we get any answers tonight? I think we've decided we need to do. Oh God, I'm breaking out.
Yeah, we didn't-
What the
we
hell?
didn't get
I'm
any
60. When
answers
do I stop breaking out? God damn
On
it.
what I wanted, but we got answers that we didn't know we were looking for. So yes, we need to talk about that stuff. All right, man. I'm gonna thank everybody for coming. I didn't plan this. It wasn't scheduled. We were just hanging out. So thanks for jumping in the chat, especially Jess. She's been like mega fluent throughout this thing.
Yes, thank you, Jess. Thanks for sticking around.
She's hung in there. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it quits. We will talk to you guys. When are we going?
We're gonna have to have Jess. We're gonna have to have Jess on the Pop Culture podcast.
Yeah. If she's willing, that would be cool. But we will talk to everybody not this Sunday, but the following. Right?
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
Where we're gonna continue. Mike's $50 and under.
There you go. All right.
Later.
I'm
everybody.
down. She said, cool. All right. Sounds good. All right. I'm going to end it.